All right, thank you very much, Madam Clerk and Deputy Clerk. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Clearview Township Council meeting for Monday, May the 25th, 2026. It is now just after 5:30 p.m. Council did meet in a brief in-camera session, and then we had recess, and then we came back for this meeting now. So we're getting started here on the last meeting for the month of May. At this time, I'd like to begin our meeting by recognizing the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples of Canada as traditional stewards and caretakers of the land. We acknowledge that Clearview Township is located within the boundaries of Treaty 18, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, the Tiatunati, the Wendat, and is the home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people as part of an intricate nationhood that reaches across Turtle Island. At this time of truth and reconciliation, we welcome the opportunity to work together towards new understandings and new relationships and ask the Creator for guidance in all that we do. And that's our land acknowledgement. I just want to acknowledge that at our Tulip Festival, the land acknowledgement was said by a young lady from our local school. And I noted that she had made some amendments to it. And I have to comment to members of council and members of the public that the land acknowledgement is always open to interpretation and open to edits. So if anybody has anything they'd like to add to it, they're welcome to reach out to us and we can consult as a council to consider that. All right, council, we did have item number 1, which is our closed session, and that has completed. So straight over to item number 2 now on our agenda, which is the approval of this agenda. Recommendation be it resolved, Council of the Township of Clearview hereby approve the agenda dated May 25th, 2026 as presented. Mr. Beelan, thank you. Mr. Walker, thank you very much. Any questions on the agenda, folks? Seeing none, I'll call the order. All in favor? Thank you. And that carries unanimous. At this point, there's declarations of pecuniary interest. Does anybody have any declarations for the council meeting at this time? I see some yes hands up there. Is that from a previous vote? No? Okay. Yes, Mr. Van Staveren.
I will have a declaration in regards to one of the closed session items.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's correct. All right, we'll note that and we'll bring it up at that time. I believe that's under 8.1, I think it is. Yes, it is. Okay, thank you very much. Any others from members? Seeing none, we'll move on to our public participation period. We do have members in the audience, so I'll read the full script here for public participation period. Be advised that comments and views expressed under public participation are not the views of the Township of Clearview, Council, or the administration. Public participation is limited to 15 minutes and each person is limited to 5 minutes. Questions or comments are to be directed to the mayor, and questions shall not refer to personnel matters, litigation, or potential litigation, or planning matters that have already had a public meeting or any item considered confidential. For those members of the public not able to attend the meeting in person, written public participation can be provided through the Township's portal. Written comment shall be received prior to noon the Friday before the regularly scheduled council meeting, and please remember at all times to share the time with your fellow citizens. So, just to go off script a little bit, I'm going to ask if anybody from the floor here has any questions they'd like to ask for our public participation question. Period. Any going once, going twice? No? All right then. Madam Deputy Clerk, I understand we have received some items. Can you confirm that for me, Ms. Deputy Clerk?
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, you should have 2 questions in front of you.
Thank you very much. We do have 2 here that were submitted on the portal, and I'll read the first one. This one comes from Mr. Dave Witzka, and it says, seeing as taxpayers are funding 2 sections of road with about 4 inches of new pavement, the report fails to mention any type of guarantee due to degradation or degradation of product, heaving or cracking. What is in place? 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Okay, we're talking about a report that's on our agenda in regards to some paving work that's being done. Perhaps I'll go right to our Director of Public Works, Mr. Perot, if you could help me answer this question.
Thank you, Your Worship, and I can offer that in our typical contract, there's a 1 year, I'll call it a 1 year warranty period, so any major defects that happen from the construction, but on typical road that we're going to do with 4 inches of asphalt and the base improvements and drainage improvements that we're going to make, I anticipate that this road should last, between 15 and 20 years in good shape, good standing.
Very good. Of course, 15 to 20 years, that's also 15 to 20 winters and spring thaw seasons. So as long as the roadbed is good, we'll have good surface protection, right? Thank you. All right, thank you very much for that question. Moving on, as the Deputy Clerk advised, we have a second item here. This one comes from Mr. Dave Witzka. This one is interesting because he talks about the NVCA. So I will read it as it's written, but I will not sure if I can answer this. Can the NVCA please address the huge disastrous conditions of the Lamont Creek watercourse through Centennial Park? Years of neglect have caused mass erosion of banks, causing the death of trees, which ultimately fell into the creek, causing flooding issues. Probably in another 2 years, the S-bend in the creek will fully disappear due to excessive erosion during flood season. All right, well, that's a good question and actually a good comment, Mr. Witzka, in the fact that the Lamont Creek is it's a major water course that goes right through the community of Stayner here in Clearview, and it does often have erosion, not just in Centennial Park, but I would suggest to you throughout the entire course of the river. It has changed a lot over the years. I don't know if our Deputy Mayor would like to say anything about this, about the NVCA. Deputy Mayor, do you have any comment on this, being that you are our council representative there?
I would be glad to find out the procedure, because we did talk about that once upon a time. I'll be glad to take it back to our next meeting and find out if they offer guidance in that respect, approvals in that respect, because I don't believe we have the crews to clean the actual bricks out. So.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. I do know that our recreation and or public works staff will either do some type of works themselves in all of our creeks, but they'll also hire appropriately contracted people to do said work if necessary. And of course, they would always do it to protect the environment. So thank you very much for those questions. And that's it for public participation. One more time for the floor. Nobody else from the floor. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to go right to our delegations. Item 5, none. And public meetings tonight, there are none. However, Wednesday night, we do have a public meeting. So that's public meetings on Wednesday night. Item 7 is approval of the council meeting minutes. Be it resolved that council of the Township of Clearview hereby approve the minutes of the May 11, 2026 council meeting as presented. Mr. Broderick, Mr. Walker, thank you. Very good. And any questions on the meeting minutes? Seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? And that carries unanimous. Thank you, council. Correspondence items for identification. At this time, we're going to move to item 8.1. The first one is a resolution. That's not your conflict, so I'll read the first one. Be it resolved that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby direct staff to act in accordance with the direction provided in closed session regarding the Creemore Bleachers project. Moved by the Deputy Mayor. Thank you. Seconded by Mr. Walker. Thank you. If there's any questions on this, seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? Thank you. That carries unanimous. You can step back for this one, Mr. Van Stavern. Be it resolved that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby direct staff to act in accordance with the direction provided in closed session regarding the potential property purchase. Mr. MacArthur, Mr. Broderick, thank you very much. Any questions on this item? Seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? That carries. Thank you. Thank you for returning. All right, so moving on, we have the National Accessibility Week proclamation. So I have it here in front of me. Where did I put it? I did have it. There it is. Here it is. Hey, National Accessibility Week proclamation. Just for everyone's interest and the council at the table, of course, you'll want to hear this. Whereas the Township of Clearview is proud to announce that the week of May 31st to June 6th, 2026 be declared National Accessibility Week. And whereas National Accessibility Week is an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the contributions of Canadians with disabilities, as well as to promote accessibility and inclusion in all aspects of life. And whereas the Township of Clearview is committed to inclusivity and establishing an environment that is open and accessible for all residents of all abilities. And now, therefore, I, Doug Measures, Mayor of the Township of Clearview, with members of council, do hereby proclaim May 31st through June the 6th, 2026 as National Accessibility Week, and I urge my fellow citizens to recognize the role we all play in making this community accessible for all residents. That proclamation will be signed by myself, and I believe it's available with the Accessibility Committee, who worked very hard, Mr. Walker, as you're a member of that, with the volunteers in our community to bring this forward. So thank you very much for all your work on that committee, Mr. Walker, and all the other colleagues you have on that committee. And thank you to our staff resource, Tammy Gill, who is on that committee as well. Thank you. I'm going to move on. Next item is item 8.3, and that is the NVCA media release for the annual report. Do you want to speak to that, Paul?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Your Worship. This past Friday, I was at the NVCA, and of course, we're in a lot of, not turmoil, but a lot of changes coming on because of the Ministry of Environment's act to change, excuse me, the Conservation Authority. We're going down into numbers of 7 or 8. And of course, everybody started juggling to figure out how it's going to work. This past Friday, after a meeting, our CAO, Jennifer Vincent, and Jonathan Scott, our chairman, were going to Owen Sound to meet with local CAs and sort of start working on some of this stuff. We've had our 2026 budget approved, our plans approved, but basically the government has said we're not doing anything spectacular, you're just holding status quo.
Oh, okay.
Ernst & Young is developing a new playbook. So a lot of the stuff that's going to be changing is going to be coming through the accounting side of things as opposed to the physical side of things. And like I say, the 2026 plans are okay. Business as usual for the rest, but it's going to happen quick and everybody's aware of it. So we hope to hear by our next meeting, which is in June, and we will find out. But as I tell people, the money will be tightening up, that's for sure. So thank you.
Thank you very much for that update. Appreciate that. Are there any questions to Paul? All right. Thank you then. We're going to move on to item 8.4, which is a release from the County of Simcoe. County of Simcoe seeks members of the committee to serve on the Joint Compliance Audit Committee. Now, this does not, sound like a committee where you're just going to sit around and look at each other. It sounds like there's going to be some work involved. So I'm going to ask the clerk if she would take a moment and just explain what the Joint Compliance Audit Committee does and why members from our community should consider applying for said committee.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this will be the third council term that the county is looking after our compliance audit committees that we're required to have under the Municipal Elections Act. So they play a key role in maintaining financial transparency and accountability in municipal elections. So they review applications submitted by electors who on reasonable grounds believe the candidate or third-party advertisers may have contravened the campaign finance requirements under the Municipal Elections Act. It's nice to have this at the county level because it's arm's length from its members' municipalities, and there's all 16 member municipalities are participating in this Joint Compliance Audit Committee. They're looking for 7 individuals, and applications need to be provided to the county by June 5th.
All right, so there you go. There's notification. If anybody's interested in assisting your communities by being on this committee, they will need to form this up pretty quickly. So the applications are open, I think, at the county. Is that right? Yeah, so we'll have to look for them there. If you have any questions, just reach out to the clerk's department. I'm sure they'll be able to help you find your way there. Well done. Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, Council, there's nothing further in that. So now we're going to go to our ward reports. So I'm going to start with Mr. Broderick tonight. John, you are up first.
Thank you, Your Worship. May the 12th, attended the Clearview Chamber of Commerce Executive Meeting. The 13th, attended the Sunnydale Hall Board Meeting, where we have a new chair. May the 19th, attended the Clearview Library Board Meeting. Also on the 19th, attended the Clearview Chamber of Commerce grand opening of the new office space at Wilcox Place. And I'd like to say a special thanks to Mayor Measures for officiating the ribbon cutting. May 21st, attended the Public Works Staff and Council Tour. And earlier today, attended the Yes in My Backyard flag raising. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Broderick. It was good to see you at the Chamber event. Mr. MacArthur.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. May 14th, I attended the Warden's Gala, and they announced that they'd now raised over $1 million for, what is it, Muskoka, what is it, Muskoka Hospice? No. Muskoka Health Unit, or something to do with that anyway. So yeah, over $1 million in I think 18 years of having a Warden's Gala, so milestone event. On 21st, attended the Works Open House at the Public Works Building, and great to see all the staff and meet some of the new summer staff that are helping out. On 21st, we had evening hall meeting. Last Saturday in the rain, the Creemore Farmers Market opened up. And also on the 23rd, the Creemore Echo held their 25th anniversary of the paper at the station on the green, and was able to attend and offer congratulations. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It was good to see you on the weekend. Paul, would you like to go next, please?
Thank you, Your Worship. May 12th, the Mayor and myself, as part of the County Council, spent the afternoon working with the Transit Planning Workshop. And people have been asking what's happening, because a lot of you have seen the questionnaires go on about the transit. They are starting to review a lot of the stuff. They were presenting a lot of their findings. We still had to answer questions. And we filled the afternoon with presentations, so it was quite interesting. May 14th, the exciting day, was our annual Tulip Festival held at the Fountain Park. And every year you find something new, or you find out something you didn't know about our community. And it was really nice to see the volunteers, the people, Councillor Balin. I won't take it's all your wind away, but you did a great job on your MCing. And we are more to expect for years to come from you. So anyways, everyone can learn some Dutch after all, sort of thing. This 21st, we had the Staff and Council Works Department open house. So a lot of us had a chance to look at machinery, and it was we were very well received. Today we did the flag raising proclaiming Yes in My Backyards. It's tied into the homelessness situation and what we can do. And going forward, the province is going to be on top of a lot of this, what we can do for small homes, for backyard dwellings and stuff. So a lot of it to play. It's sponsored by the Redwood communities, and doing a very good job. And this coming, I'll just tell people, this coming Thursday at 10:30, Hospice Georgian Triangle will have a wind phone presentation open house at the Clearview Eco Park Community Garden. So more to follow on that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Look forward to that very much. Good to see you at some of those events. Councillor Deneen, you and I got to stand outside in the rain in an event recently, didn't we?
Just let's say I'm getting really tired of it being cold and wet.
No kidding.
Tuesday we had a Duntroon Hall meeting. I was at the Tulip Festival the week before, and that's Marty's thunder to talk about anyway. He did a great job. Thursday, went to the Public Works Open House. It was really, it's always a lot of fun to go and see and talk to the staff there. And thanks for that to Fawn and everyone for putting that together for us. The scrap metal drive at the Nottawa Hall is over. I'm hoping that the bin actually went today. It was supposed to go today. We were over with the tractor this morning. And hopefully for the next meeting, maybe I'll have a total of the proceeds from that. And as the mayor mentioned, Saturday at the Nottawa Ballpark, the Georgian Triangle Anglers had their Class 2 Creek event. The kids had a heyday releasing fish. There were 2 tank loads of speckled trout. They were 18-month-olds. They were up to about anywhere from 6 to 10 inches long. And it was really, really a lot of fun to watch the kids carry the fish down and release them. And they had a tent set up for the kids. It was a great experience. They had microscopes there for the kids to look at, to see the microorganisms in water. And yeah, and the burgers weren't too bad either. That's it for me, thanks.
It was really a great little event. It really was. It was a pleasure to be there. Mr. Beelan.
Thank you, Your Worship. May 13th, the Climate Action Committee met. May 14th, as Paul said, the Tulip Festival was on. It was great to see so many people there considering the weather was so cold. An excellent job by Adina Van Staveren and the Stainer Garden Club. May 14th, that night, Brentwood Hall Board had a meeting. And the Brentwood Hall Board is starting up a farmer's market. It goes every Friday, and it starts this Friday, May 29th, from 3 to 7 p.m. Page 2. May 20th, the Georgian Bay Builders Association had their 50th anniversary get-together at the casino, Happy Hour, whatever it's called, casino in Wasaga Beach. There were some interesting speakers there about development charges. May 20th, the Station of the Green met, and May 21st, I went to that Public Works lunch, and everybody was gone by the time I got there, so I don't know where everybody went, but, and then I want people to keep a few dates open. The New Lowell Legion is hosting an antique car show and a barbecue contest, June 19th, 20th, and 21st, and yours truly gets to be a judge of the barbecue contest, so keep that date open. That's it.
I'll just comment that the event in Wasaga Beach was the South Georgian Bay Builders Association meeting, and it was very interesting, actually. Just so everyone's aware that it's not the development community who was there. It was more like the builders, the guys and women who throw the hammers and make buildings. So I tell you what, it was a really interesting group to hear the business opportunities that they have and some of the work they're doing. So thank you, Marty, for attending that. Mr. Walker.
Thank you, Your Worship. On the 14th, of course, already been mentioned, Tulip Festival. On the 16th, I wandered through Foodland on their one-year anniversary. And hard to believe that's been a year already. Like, I don't know where time goes. It must go quicker when you really get old, I guess. I'm not sure. On the 19th, Library Board. On also then the Chamber opening of the new location. 21st, the Public Works and Staff Tour. And all I want to say is, hooray. There's now activity at Grand Trunk and Highway 26, and it looks like maybe lights are going to happen. And I hope to hell it takes about a month and we're in business. Thank you.
Mr. Beelan.
Thank you, Your Worship. I was just going to say, this Joint Compliance Audit Committee, it'd be great if people that aren't running for council decide to go on that committee.
Very good, guys. That was great. I do have a couple quick things I want to mention. Yes, I really enjoyed being at the Chamber reopening event. That was great to see. Wonderful space they've got there now. I'm really glad. There's a nice boardroom table in there, so the Chamber can now run small information sessions or training sessions there. And I think that as they're a growing organization, I think this is a really good move for the Chamber here in Clearview to have that space. So I think this is a terrific partnership we've set up. So I wish them all the best. Now, I was invited by Mayor Norcross from New Tecumseh to visit Honda. I went to the Honda facility along with many other mayors and a couple of other economic development officers, including our own Briar Kelly. She was there with me as well. We had a really good conversation. I can't share specific details because they asked it to be confidential, but I will tell you they are very, very aware of the challenges in the automotive industry for all the manufacturers, not just Honda, in regards to tariffs, and they are desperately looking to see if there will be some cooperation between municipal, provincial, and federal governments to make sure that the automotive industry remains healthy in Ontario. So from that conversation, Mayor Norcross asked all of our mayors that were there to attend with him to his council chambers. And at that council chamber at New Tech, the mayors, what are now known as the Simcoe County Auto Mayors, which I'm pleased to be a member of representing Clearview, we all signed a letter addressed to the Prime Minister basically outlining the current federal government's policies on EVs, on how it's a failed policy and it is desperately needs to be amended and changed. As mayors, we, and as councillors, you all see it every day, the impacts that happen around our community when, costs of things go up and, people, jobs change and so on, and there's some real challenges. So, this is a really key time for all the municipal, federal, and provincial representatives to start working together to really solve this, this auto industry issue with our friends in the United States. So take a look at the letter if you would. It's not available online, and for members of council, there's a copy on my desk if you want to take a look at it. It's a very good letter. Other celebrations, of course, we mentioned the Creemore Echo celebrating 25 years. That was great. It was great to be down there in Creemore at the farmers market and right outside the station on the green with the entire staff of the Creemore Echo was there. Trina had the most fabulous little crown affair on her head there with her hat. It was really nice. So you have to look for that picture, I'm sure. Yeah, it was great. I just want to mention, though, of course, their anniversary date is actually April the 1st. So, you know, I thought it was appropriate. That's what the Creemore Echo's birthday is, April the 1st. Why not? So 25 years, it was great. The Bank Cafe, also right there in Creemore, celebrating 18 years of operation. Nancy was quite surprised when Robert MacArthur and I showed up to hand her a certificate, and the crowd that was in there all cheered, and it was quite nice and heartwarming to see a successful business in our little community here. So the cinnamon buns are obviously recognized worldwide, so it's a good spot, wouldn't you say, Bob? It was good. Yeah, it was a good event. And about the Georgian Triangle Anglers Association, I just want to back that up too and say that that's a volunteer-run organization. Marty, I believe you're a member, right? And so what a great organization that they really wanted to share their knowledge and their skills and their passion for restocking and raising these fish. And the young people, it was quite something. They were quite impressed that they were able to carry a bucket of fish down to the river and sort of lift them out and put them in the water themselves and actually participate in really the whole act of restocking the river. So the specks and the speckled trout and the brook trout are very, they are regulars in the Pretty River. They are, but those rainbow trout, which are also very delicious, they are a little more aggressive fish, and so they've kind of chased out the specks. And so this restocking will actually really help that whole riverbed and that whole ecosystem thrive. So I was very impressed with the Georgian Triangle Anglers. They have a great bunch of volunteers. They had a really good time. So the last thing I want to mention here too is Mr. Councillor Walker did not mention in his comments here that he made a very significant post on social media. And so because we're in council right now, I just wanted to acknowledge the legacy of work that Councillor Robert Walker has brought to this community, and your announcement that you have intended not to put your name forward. You know, we're very, very grateful for the work that you've done in this community for all these years, Bob. And it's very true that as a junior councillor joining here, sometimes you talk to Bob and he'll help settle you with how things went and why we got to where we are and how we move things forward. So you've been a terrific asset here. I know you're going to remain a terrific asset to our community because there's no doubt in my mind you're a community man. So I'm very, very impressed that you made this decision. Your family is obviously 100% behind you, and I'm very happy for you. And I want to thank your family for letting them share you with us for all these years. Bob, good luck. You want to say something? I'll give you a shot if you want.
Not sure I could survive it if I do. All I want to say is that, and I mentioned it earlier, that 22 years of your second family, it's tough to say goodbye. And through those 22 years, we've had excellent staff internally in the buildings, fire department, public works, bylaw. All the staff have been so great to work for. Councils of the 6 terms were excellent council to work with to accomplish things. We didn't argue, we disagreed, we voted, and when we left out those doors, that's where it ended. Every council in those 6 terms were an excellent blend of people to move this township forward. I am going to miss it, but when you get to a certain age, health sometimes takes over. And unfortunately, mine has started to act up again, and I therefore will not want to put a new council in jeopardy of having to find somebody partway through. I respect the individuals who put their names forward. It's a wonderful sharing experience, and don't be afraid of it. Grab onto it and enjoy it. I've enjoyed all 22 years here and my 13 years as a member of Stayner Council prior to amalgamation. I think I better stop there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert. Very good words. Now, if I may, as your mayor, let's get back to work. We got stuff to do here, and we still got many more councils before your final meeting here. Thank you, sir. All right, council, we're going to move on to our department reports, Public Works, our first one. And at this time, we have report PW 007 2026. It is the 2026 Hot Mix Paving Tender Award. Recommendation be it resolved that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby receive report PW 007 2026. The Hot Mix Paving Tender Award dated May 25th, 2026. Item 1, the council award the tender for the 2026 Hot Mix Paving projects to Georgian Paving, a division of Miller Paving Limited, in the amount of $1,914,868.75, excluding HST. Okay, who wants to spend 1.9? Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Deneen, why, thank you. Deputy Mayor, thank you. Dan, would you like to speak to it? And I know Scott's here as well.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. I have nothing further to add, but Ms. Kennedy and Mr. Haw are here for questions if they needed.
All right. Council, do you have any questions to our staff about this hot mix paving tender? Yes? Paul, go ahead.
I just want to make a comment on the tender. We've got what I would say a quality slate of people who are bidding on this, and a lot of the tenders, like you look at the bottom 4, we're so close to each other. We know that everybody's got their pencil sharpened, so I think it's coming in under their proposed budget, so I'm good with the quotes. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. MacArthur, please.
Yeah, through your worship, Dan, just want, any change in the width of the asphalt on the existing concession 6?
Might be a Mr. Haw question. I don't believe so. I think we're replacing it. What we are doing in one section of concession 6 is, and it's in the works right now, but we're going to replace a very narrow box culvert that's just south of the airport with a properly sized box culvert. So that'll be in conjunction with this work. So no major expansion of the roadway itself.
Excellent. I know the box culvert you're thinking of. Yeah, I know the one. Is there any other questions to our staff? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Patty and Scott and Dan. Council, we have a recommendation in front of us with a mover and seconder. Are there any further questions? Seeing none, all in favor? And that carries unanimous. Thank you. Next item is the Grant Working Group 2025 update from administration. This is the recommendation. Be it resolved that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby receive report CIO 009 2026, the Grants Working Group 2025 update dated May the 25th, 2026 for information. Mover and seconder, that would be, okay, we'll take Mr. Broderick, Mr. MacArthur. Thank you. Madam Clerk, or is that our Deputy Clerk? It looks like the Deputy, no, who's got this?
Thank you, Worship. It's actually Briar Kelly.
Briar Kelly, that's why she's here. Hello, Briar. By the way, I didn't recognize her because she doesn't got a nameplate, so we have to make sure we order one. Okay. Go ahead.
Through you, Your Worship, nothing further to add, just that this is an information report to council, providing a summary of the grants working group that was formed in 2025 and a summary of the activities to date for the leading up to December 31st of 2025.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Are there other members of council with any questions to Briar or any other member? Yes, Mr. MacArthur?
Yeah, just reading the report, I'd like to comment that, more 2 heads or 3 heads are better than 1. So it looks like you've done a great job and had success so far, and hope that success carries on in the future. Thanks.
Good comment, absolutely. Other members, any questions? Nope, seeing none. I'll call the motion then. Thank you for your help. All those in favor? That carries unanimous. Well done. All right, council, we're going to move directly to our bylaws. The bylaw for the amending the encroachment bylaw. This in regard to Boulevard Gardens. If you recall the discussion on that, you have something you want to add?
Thank you, Your Worship. I will declare a conflict for 11.3, the zoning amendment for concession 9, the Arden property.
Oh, right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Lucky for you, though, we're dealing with 11.1 at this time. Okay, just saying, just lucky for you. All right. This is the amending the encroachment bylaw for the Boulevard Gardens. And we had a discussion about that last week. Be it resolved that bylaw 2634, being a bylaw to amend the encroachment bylaw 2540 as it relates to the Boulevard Gardens, be presented and read a first, second, and third time, finally passed, 25th day of May, 2026. Moved by Councillor Deneen, seconded by Councillor Broderick. Any questions on this bylaw? Nope, seeing none, all in favor? And the bylaw carries. Thank you very much. 11.2 is the fees and charges bylaw, Schedule E. Be it resolved that bylaw 2635, being a bylaw to amend bylaw 2416, establishing fees and charges for services and activities provided by the Township of Clearview, be presented and read a first, second, and third time, finally passed, 25th day of May, 2026. Mr. Walker? Thank you. Mr. Beelan, thank you. Any questions on this? Seeing none. All those in favor? And the bylaw carries. Mr. Van Staveren, thank you. Bylaw 2636. This is a zoning bylaw amendment for 5455 concession 9. Be it resolved that bylaw 2636, being a bylaw to regulate the use of lands and character, location, and use of buildings and structures on lands known as 5455 concession 9 Sunnydale, be presented or read a first, second, and third time, finally passed this 25th day of May 2026. Ms. Deneen again, thank you. Mr. Walker, thank you. Any questions on this bylaw? Seeing none, all in favor? And the bylaw carries, thank you. Mr. Van Staveren can return. Council, we're going to move right over to item number 12. Item number 12 is our notice of motion and new business. Council, when at our last council meeting, I was able to present a motion which the clerk put on the agenda for tonight. I gave a couple of good speeches about this in the past, but I'll tell you what, I'd be happy to read this, and then I'll look for a mover and seconder, and we can have a discussion about it at that time, or we can ask for any further clarifications. Any amendments, of course, are always welcome. The recommendation is, whereas Clearview Township has embarked on a major water infrastructure build involving the construction of deep wells and pumps pumping through 8 kilometers of water pipeline from Klondike Park Road to the Stainer settlement area, and whereas Clearview Township has entered into agreements with 3 developer groups to contribute financially to the infrastructure project subject to the Stainer settlement area boundary expansion, and whereas the economic future of the Stainer settlement area in Clearview Township depends on this project and the monetary responsibility by the township to build and finalize this important water infrastructure project. Be it resolved that council directs staff to initiate a 2-phase approach to the Stainer settlement area boundary expansion, and further that as part of phase 1 of the Stainer settlement boundary expansion, that council adopt the preferred boundary of the settlement area as identified in the attached map and outlined with black dots as part of phase 1. Council approve the following technical studies to commence immediately for the preferred boundary. Item 1 is the servicing feasibility study. Item 2 is an agricultural impact assessment. Item 3 is the First Nations and Indigenous consultation strategy. And further, that the technical studies are to be completed no later than 90 days from council's approval of this motion. And further, council direct the mayor's office to forward the resolution to the county of Simcoe and the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. So that's the recommendation at this point. Can I ask, is there a mover and seconder on the floor? Mr. Van Stavern, Mr. Broderick, thank you. You guys have any questions about this? I really appreciate the opportunity to put this on the floor, as you know. I'm looking for your comments or questions. Yes, go ahead, Paul.
I just want our public to be aware that this, as much as it was a mayor's decision, a mayoral decision, it was also a council decision with discussion, with consultation from the mayor, and we need to facilitate this process to move forward. And so it's the right thing to do, and we're very supportive of this situation. Thank you.
I appreciate your comment. Thank you so much. If I may, I'd like to go to Derek and ask a quick question about the 3 items that are highlighted as the key elements of the study. Have you done any preliminary work on this or had any consultations in regards to how we will complete these studies within 90 days as council will about to direct?
Through your worship, yes, we've been in contact. So Steve Weaver, as you may remember, was involved with GSP Group. So we've spoke with him. And the gentleman's name escapes me, but we've been speaking to a gentleman that's worked with us in the past regarding the agricultural impact assessment. Thankfully, he has worked alongside GSP Group as well. So they're well aware of the 90-day timeline. We're anticipating, or at least the aim is to get to an August public meeting date with a prepared draft official plan amendment to proceed with the Stainer secondary plan expansion. Yeah, we're well on board to get this going. We're just waiting for the results of tonight's discussion, and tomorrow we'll be having a discussion with GSP Group and our consultants.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Derek, and thank you to all your staff who are going to be focusing on this, as well as all the other tasks that they have right now. I appreciate, frankly, stepping this up and understanding and supporting, council's resolution. Thank you very much. Mr. CAO, I'll leave it to you to wrap up the buttons on this. Or anything further you want to add to this recommendation?
No, I think it's spelled out quite clearly. We understand the importance of it, and we will act on council's resolution.
All right, that's enough. Thank you so much. Council, is nothing further. I am prepared to call the motion. Those in favor? That's a unanimous decision of this council. I appreciate that, guys. Well done. There's another recommendation that came out of that as well. This one is that Council of the Township of Clearview hereby approve the budget of $150,000 to complete the technical studies required for the Stainer Settlement Area Boundary Expansion, and that Council direct staff to use the Planning Department's consulting and study budget to fund the studies, with any overruns being covered by the OP zoning reserve. To put this on the floor, our mover and seconder, Mr. Beelan, Mr. Walker, thank you. And can I quickly just go over to Derek again? I did appreciate putting this comment in here about any overruns covered by this. Do you have a good feeling that we're within that $150,000 range? I mean, we're going to be able to do this with this in this timeline?
Through your worship, yeah, we should be able to accomplish that. I think when we discussed that was kind of an aggressive amount, we should likely be able to do that for less given the short time frame. So sorry, the gentleman's name for the agricultural impact assessment was Rob Stovall, and just preliminary, his work alone was around the $15,000 to $20,000 range, which I thought was pretty modest. I think the bulk of the work will be with GSP Group and potentially with Burnside with the servicing feasibility study, but it should come in well under that budget.
Thank you. I think the good news there is that certainly our public works staff and our engineers are very aware of the capacity of what this water system can do. And so I think that they'll already have a good head start knowing some of that preliminary information to be able to provide that. So that's good. All right. And again, last comment there to either Treasury or This is appropriate, the amount of money and where it's coming from. It it's within, it's not going to put us over in any budget category at this time?
No, Your Worship. The Director of Planning and I have gone over both their operating budget and the reserve budget, and we should be fine.
Excellent. Members of council, do you have any questions? No questions? Thank you so much. Thank you, staff. Council, you have a recommendation in front of you. I'm prepared to call the motion. All those in favor? It also carries unanimous. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that. And by the way, I want to thank the clerk for her help to make this happen. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Okay, moving over to page 6. Look, page 6 is really short. Okay. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, no, sorry. It's on there. I was looking at it all on one page. Got me off here. Sorry. We're watching for me. Confirmatory bylaw at this time. Be it resolved that bylaw 2637 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the May 25, 2026 council meeting be presented to read a first, second, and third time, finally passed 25th day of May 2026. Deputy Mayor, Mr. MacArthur, thank you. Any questions? All in favor? Confirmatory bylaw carries. Motion to adjourn. What do we got? 6:22, we'll call it? 6:22? Mr. Walker, would you like to move that? Thank you. Mr. Need, seconder? Thank you. Motion to adjourn for 6:22. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you. Of course, go Habs, go.